Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to the next edition of STATURDAY Chat Live here on Saturday, December 17th, 2022. The last live stream of 2022. So I'm so glad that some of you have stopped by here at the end of the year. A time to reflect, a time to be, grateful for certain things, hopefully, and look forward to the next year. So it's very good to see you all. And just to reiterate a few things on the channel that are coming up. But of course, before I get to that, just remember, please make sure to put any comments, questions, whatever you have in the chat, whether you're on YouTube or LinkedIn, and I'll go through those and put the relevant ones up on the screen and answer them the very best I can. Remember, not all of them I can answer sort of extemporaneously off the top of my head. So I will address the ones that I feel like I can answer, fully, or at least to a high degree of quality in the live stream. And then if there's a question I don't necessarily get to, you can always message me on LinkedIn preferably, and maybe I can get back to that at some other point. So that's sort of the way the live stream works, and we'll continue on from there. So like I said, this is the last live stream of 2022. The next one that I do will be in early to mid-January. I'm going to be out of the country, out of the US. Beginning next week, I'll be in Amsterdam in the Netherlands for Christmas to New Year's time period. So I won't even be in the U.S. at that time. So we'll enjoy, if you celebrate, we'll enjoy the holiday time, whatever you do with that time, depending on where you are in the world, and then we'll meet again in 2023 for a new year. New Year is always exciting. In many ways, I like New Year's Eve and day more than Christmas or anything like that. It's a time for reflection, a time for renewal, sort of resetting things, and looking forward to the next 12 months of life. So I'm looking forward to spending New Year's Eve and day in Amsterdam, which should be interesting. Don't know. Honestly, though, I'm almost 50 years old. My crazy days are well behind me, to the extent I ever had any. And I'm just looking forward to seeing a different part of the world. So that is actually almost 7 days from right now. I'll be taking off for Amsterdam. So what else is going on the channel that you should be aware of? So I have a new video coming out Monday morning. It's a continuation of our time series topics. And it is, I think I have the thumbnail here. It is this one. So it's going to be another time series video on root mean square error, which would be pretty cool. So that's that. Put my lights back up. Get my lights. So that will be released on Monday morning. Feel free to check that out. And then, of course, I'll continue to work on new videos over the holidays. And after I get back from being in Amsterdam, we will get back, to it and making more videos. So, yes, what else is going on in the channel? The channel is doing very well, as you can sort of see here. We're getting to, I don't really do it for this reason, obviously, but we're getting close to, 275,000 subscribers on the channel, which I don't do it for the glory or the recognition. I actually don't like any of that stuff, but it does mean I get to reach more people and help more people. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm really hoping, we'll see how it goes. I might cross 300,000 in 2023, but it might be a bit of a stretch. We'll see. But any help you can provide, any sharing you can do with the channel and the videos and stuff, obviously helps me in the channel, but also helps other people learn, right? So, share away. I really do appreciate that. If this is your first time on the live stream, just keep in mind that I do have a little website here. Just bcfoltz.com. And if you go there, you'll see my ugly mug there. And then if I click on Statistics 101, you will see all the stats playlists here. And you can hover over them and see like a summary of each playlist. And if you hover over it, it will tell you how many videos are in that playlist, the total length of the playlist in terms of time. If you want to go in and watch a topic, kind of binge watch them. And then the average video length. So you click on the playlist, it'll take you right there, boom. And you can watch, you can watch from there. I also have the PDF companion guides. These are just These are PDFs of my more popular playlists that have the slides in them, and they have the whole transcript in them and everything. So if I can get it to, here we go. So you can see these PDF companions have the slide. They have the timestamp where that slide starts. That link will take you right to that slide on the video itself, and then the transcript as well. So, and then you have a notes section. You can take notes. So I have those there for the most popular playlists, not all the playlists, but just the most popular ones. And they're like, less than $20 US, and they're like 300 pages, 350 pages, 400 pages. They're ginormous. So you get plenty of value for your dollar if you want to have one of those for reference or for class or whatever else. Also, if you're looking for any downloads that go along with the videos, you'll see a download section here where you can download any files that you might need, for that particular video. I'm going to put up the data set I've been using for the time series videos here probably this weekend. It's very simple data set, but I'll put it up here in case you want to follow along or whatever else it might be. You can also contact me ahead of time for these live streams, and the contact me, just put your name, email, comment, and it'll go to me, and then I will maybe address that or can potentially address that on a live stream. So the website's very simple, it's very small, but it's useful, and you can find some more information there. There's no ads on it or anything like that, so it's just there to help you out. And I do have, if you have some questions that I don't always get to, some FAQ is there. You can see that as well. All right. Housekeeping out of the way. Let's go back here. All right, so yeah, put in the chat where you're watching from. Let me know, let me know what your holiday season. It's different for everybody, right? Because we're all over the world. But if you have sort of a holiday season plan, let me know what that is. Do you have any like resolutions for the new year? Put those in the chat. We can discuss those. It's always good to do stuff like that, and then we'll keep going. So. First quick question here. Sar asks, what are the set of prerequisites for your time series analysis videos? These are actually designed to have no real prerequisites except some basic math, probably. As we get into, at least at the basic level, as we get into more advanced, time series topics, and we get into modeling, so ARIMA and other type of models, obviously we'll have to know about linear and multiple regression to some extent, because a lot of those time series models are built as regression models with dummy variables and other indicator variables, covariates, stuff like that. So at the beginning, you don't really need to know anything per se to get the basic sort of time series gist. But as we get into more advanced topics in time series, you'll have to know some of that. We'll be going into doing some simple stuff in R as well to do some time series using the forecast package or FPP3 or the zoo package and stuff like that. So having some familiarity with that. But again, I kind of presume that you don't have to know a whole lot of that. I'll walk you through everything, step by step when we get to that point. So, there's very little, I think, as long as you kind of have watched through the videos and have had some, some high school math and some college courses and stuff, fine. You should be fine for the prerequisites. So, hello, Raj. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by the channel. It's so nice to have you. Hello. It's good. That's right. Clyde asks, says, hey, Brandon, recently discovered your channel when I needed a refresher on multiple regression for a job interview. I love your channel. Looking forward to doing a deep dive in the coming months. Clyde, excellent, my friend. I'm glad the channel was able to help you. That's why I do it. When I started the channel over 10 years ago, I didn't do it for money. I didn't do it for fame. I didn't do it for anything like that. I did it to help people. So, I took whatever knowledge, whatever talents, whatever abilities I have, and channel that into my love of learning so I can help you all learn. And of course, in this case, this is a perfect example of why I even do the channel. For individuals who need to shore up some skills or get some background knowledge to go into a job interview, for example, perfect application. of learning some of this stuff, so you can at least talk about the language, talk about the lingo, talk about how that may be applicable in a job. That's why I do it. Full stop. Of course, I don't do it full time. I can't do it full time, but I do it when I can and help individuals like Clyde, who really put the effort in to take the extra few steps in a career search or in their current career or in education, whatever else. So, Clyde, it's glad to have you as a viewer on the channel, and I hope the job interview goes well. And if it does, make sure you come back here and let us know so we can all celebrate with you, my friend. Sam, hi Sam, learned so much. Excellent. I'm glad you learned a lot. Excellent. Yep, that's so helpful. I'm glad it's helpful. That is the point. Like I just said with Clyde. Clyde's up in Waterloo, Ontario. Hello, up in the Great North. Hope to get back to Canada at some point. I went to Vancouver a few years ago. Loved every second of it. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. So I hope to get up to the Great North. Oh, by the way, I'm having a nice Guinness. So there it is. Cheers. I know Guinness is not in Canada. I'm not putting the two together. Is everyone at my job will know me? My favorite Slack emoji is beer o'clock. So it's beer o'clock. All right. Sam puts everything in order. This is what I needed. Good. From Cape Cod, up in the Mass. Excellent. Studying for online epidemiology, a Master of Science, biostats class. Excellent. Yeah. So a lot of things in general stats can apply to business stats, biostats, other type of statistical applications. So I'm glad there's enough overlap with the videos to apply to your biostats curriculum, Sam. So, if there's anything that I haven't covered in there that you kind of see, like you're studying this list of things and my videos cover this list of things. If there's a gap in there, let me know, message me, so I can put that on my list of maybe things to do in future videos. And we can, fill in gaps wherever it might be. All right. Hello from India. Excellent. I love my viewers from India. You all, pardon my French, you all are kicking ass, and I'm very lucky to have so many viewers from India on my channel. It wouldn't be what it is without you all. So I appreciate all your efforts, and I just feel very fortunate. So hope to make it there someday so I can thank you all in person, but we'll see. Clyde says you definitely helped me. Excellent. I crushed the interview. Let us know how it goes. Absolutely. Let us know how it goes on the next stream. Of course, you can message me directly on LinkedIn, but when the next stream in January, hopefully you'll have some good news, and we'll all celebrate with you. Absolutely. All right, so I'm looking at the other questions here. Let's see here. Raj asked, recently my professor asked me a perplexing question. A statistic can be used as an estimator. That is what a statistic is by definition. A population parameter is often what we do not know. So we use a statistic as an estimator of that population parameter. But why don't we use an estimator as a statistic? Because my answer to this is what I just said. I see a statistic as an estimator, like it is going from a population to like a sample statistic. The statistic is itself an estimator. So I'm not sure about, maybe you can elaborate a bit more, but that's kind of how I see this question. It's kind of a one-way flow. It's like a derivative concept. Yep. If you can think of an application, Raj, put it in there and I'll address it the best I can. But that's my view on that. I could be wrong. Rema Ravind. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Again, as I always say, I try to get everyone's name correct on these live streams. Obviously, some names I'm not familiar with, so I do my best because you at least are entitled to the effort of me trying. So I apologize if I get a name wrong. Hi, Brandon. Thank you for your help. Could you suggest some textbooks that dive deeper into the math behind various statistical techniques? I can. Probably the best one is free. I have it here. So you may have come across these. So you have the Introduction to Statistical Learning. So and then there's another companion to this. What's that? The titles sound similar. So those of you in the chat, what is the other one of these? But this is the ISL. You'll see ISL. So this goes a bit more into the math. You can see all kinds of fun summation equations in here. This is a good place to start. Yeah. So here's quadratic discriminant analysis. There's some math for you right there if you were interested in the math. So this is a good one to start. And I think you can get it for free online still. Yeah, so ISL is a good place. You're looking to dive deeper into some of the math. Let's see here. What do I got? Yep. Let's see. You also got Andrew's books. These. So you've probably seen these. These are pretty gentle introductions to some of the mathematics behind some of these sort of concepts. So you always keep these on your shelf. These are well known and highly recommended and relatively short. You can, they're not overwhelming. And then if you're interested in some more advanced multivariate stuff, this Tabachnik book is good. I won't say it's super duper math heavy, but it's a good compromise of concept. It's a good compromise of concept, software, and math. Some of the matrix operations you'll see in here. Yeah, so this is kind of how I keep this on the shelf. So this is using multivariate stats from Tabachnik is one I can recommend. I've had a copy of this for decades, over a decade. That's a good one I can recommend. I think there might be one or two more. I might have one or more upstairs, but for now that's good. Okay, so I think the ones I just put up there are a good start. The ISL book is really a good one. Of course, in addition to any textbooks, you can find a lot of the, if you really get into the mathematics, Coursera is obviously great. Udemy, you can probably find some stuff on there as well for the same price as you, or less than you'd buy for a book. So I'll look into those and, just go from there. Just keep in mind, you want to stick to, reputable sources. You're kind of learning about this stuff. I wouldn't go on a blog, some sort of discussion board necessarily to learn some of this stuff. But ISL is a great free book. And then its companion, I can't think of the title of it because it's similar right now. The Tabachnik book, and so on and so forth. Those are my recommendations, at least that I have. And of course, if you have any other requirements specifically, just reach out to people on LinkedIn is especially the best place. There are many groups on LinkedIn. Those are individuals in the fields, and they can recommend resources for you in certain groups or whatever else. So, join a group, post in the group on LinkedIn, and you'll get all kinds of good resource recommendations. All right. I got it correct. So, it's very good to help you out to actually get your name correctly and go from there. All right. So, what else is going on the channel? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue putting out the time series videos from here sort of on out. And we'll see kind of where it goes. I have many of them already planned out, ready to roll. And it could be all through next year as far as having, more time series videos out. I'm putting data sets together, writing some basic R code that you can follow along with, either on the video or download. Some data sets you can put in Excel, because some of the basic time series stuff, what I want to do is show you how to manually do it. You can actually see what's happening in the data, and you can do that in time series because a lot of it's not all that complicated. And in Excel, you can do the columns across to see what's actually sort of happening with the data. And then you can do the calculations. And actually, you can create sheets in there where you can just paste a data set, and then it'll auto-calculate everything. So that is, one of the things that we're going to do as we sort of go forward. That doesn't mean necessarily I won't be doing more stats videos. I'm always looking for examples to fill in gaps in my stats videos or expand upon a concept. Because obviously, especially in time series, there's some overlap between traditional statistics, especially regression and time series. So there might be a little bit of sort of cross-pollination between those two sort of concepts, and that might lead to more videos in the statistics videos. My brain goes faster than my mouth. All right, so whatever questions, questions you have, go ahead and put those in the chat. Also, let me know where you're watching from if you have not already. Do any of you have any New Year's resolutions for 2023? I usually wasn't a fan of those, but I think they can be a good goalpost. Sort of set some goals. I kind of think of it that way and go from there. Of course, some of mine that I can share with you is, I want to make sure to release a YouTube video every 2 weeks is one goal I have, one resolution I have. I'm going to set to myself. If I can do more, that's great. If I can't do more than one every 2 weeks, then I'll kind of miss that sort of goal. For those of you who don't know, since the pandemic, I've gotten a lot healthier, lost a lot of weight, I exercise regularly. So my goal is to keep doing that, and keep my health that I've worked on really hard the past couple of years going. And as far as the channel goes, I'd like to reach, I think 300,000 subscribers might be a stretch based off my current numbers, but we can get pretty close to there. I like to get as close as I can to that, and I want to do some more travel. Up until October, when I went to Germany, I'd never been overseas out of the U.S. I've been to Canada, but I've never been overseas, and I'm almost, I'm getting close to 50 years old. So I'm hoping to do some more travel in 2023 as time and finances and stuff allow. I want to see this beautiful world of ours while we still have one, and do stuff like that. So, any of you have any things to look forward to, any resolutions or whatever else you might have for 2023, or any goals you might have for 2023? It could be personal goals, they could be learning goals, or whatever. Put them in the chat. We can discuss them, and I'd like to hear them. So, Mahir, hi sir, wishing you and your family a very happy Christmas from Bangladesh. Thank you very, 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 very much. One of the downsides of going to Amsterdam next week, I'll leave a week from today, is that I will miss my family Christmas because everyone's schedules didn't line up. We have grandparents all the way down to great grandchildren trying to align everybody's schedules. This didn't work out to happen before I left. So unfortunately, I will miss my family Christmas this year. But I'm going to go down and visit my grandparents tomorrow, actually, and give them their gifts for Christmas and visit with them for a while, since I won't be here in the U.S. for a family sort of Christmas. But I'm hoping to video call in from the Netherlands when we do our family Christmas. But Mahir, thank you very much. I hope, depending on what you celebrate, if anything, I hope you and your family have a great holiday season as well. And I do want to give a shout out to the company I work for, my sort of 9-to-5 job, which is Cengage. It's called Cengage Group now. It was Cengage Learning before, but it's Cengage. And we all know that during the pandemic, especially, mental health and psychological wellness really came to the fore of something we have to keep in mind. and we have to really recharge every now and then. So my company, Cengage Group, Cengage Learning, gives us all Wellness Week, and this year it's between Christmas and New Year's. So everyone in the company gets that week off, for our own our own wellness, to spend with family, to recharge, regroup, um, and really just sort of, or in my case, my way of recharging is to travel. So our company, which is fantastic in terms of, work-life balance and all that kind of stuff, giving us that wellness week. I'm using that wellness week. It's basically a free week of vacation to go travel, because for me, that's what relaxes me, believe it or not. Once I'm off the airport and flying, not all that relaxing, but once I get to my destination, that's how I relax, by just exploring and walking around and having a coffee or a beer or whatever else in a different place and talking to people from a different part of the world. But my company made that possible, right? So the company I work for made that possible. And, if you're looking for a job or currently in one or run one, I encourage everyone to try to find or put in place that sort of wellness time. So that's what I'm going to do during my holidays. Classes, do I have an existing series that would help me brush up on chi-square distributions? I do. Let me pull this up here. Okay, so Clyde, if you go to my website and right here, playlist 12 is about goodness of fit and independence test, which is about chi-square distributions. So if you go to my website here and go to this playlist 12, click on the view playlist, and that is where you go for that. So there's a whole playlist on those topics. All right. Good for you with all the health improvements? Yes. Thank you. Similar goals for 2023. It's very weird. I've talked about this on the stream before, and this has nothing to do with stats, but these streams don't have to be about statistics. They can be about life and whatever else we want to talk about. Talking about health as I drink a Guinness. Oh, well. Yeah, so right before COVID hit in 2020, I was very in pretty bad shape physically, and probably mentally too, because one kind of reflects the other sometimes, I think. And once we all went into lockdown and I'm stuck at home, I'll tell you what, it's a couple of things, Clyde, and anyone else who would like to understand this process of what happened. Once we went into lockdown in March of 2020, I was at home all the time, obviously. One thing happened naturally over time. Once I was at home, I was able to prepare my own food. So I was able to eat better automatically because I wasn't at work right next to a Chick-fil-A, or work would call in pizza or Chipotle or whatever else, right? There's a food truck downstairs, or a food court downstairs. So there was just all this not so good stuff to eat all around. Then I'd get home, I'd be tired, and wouldn't want to cook a whole big meal or whatever. So I'd order a pizza or whatever else just for it to be easier. Not all the time, but sometimes. So in July of 2020, I did a system that's called Nutrisystem. Some of you may have heard of Nutrisystem. And in that was in July, by March of the next year, so around 9 months, I had lost over 75 pounds, almost 80 pounds. And then, of course, in the middle of that fall, I started doing more exercise. So hiking at the local park, riding my spinning bike. The gym wasn't really back open yet, so I couldn't do that, but I did other things. And so I got on a better diet because I was cooking food at home. I got to exercising. I was on Nutrisystem, which sort of lays out your food for you. And it worked. 75 pounds in 9 months. So that's kind of, and I've never looked back. I still got it. I put on some weight back, but it's the good kind. It's the good kind from the gym. But other than that, I'll tell you what's happened. It's helped this, so everything is connected. But yeah, if that's one of your goals, Clyde, I wish you all the best. And I'm more than happy if you have any questions about how it worked for me. I'm more than happy to chat with you one-on-one on LinkedIn or whatever. But best of luck to you, my friend. All right. Looking through the chat here. What other questions, comments you might have? Put those in the chat. I want to make sure I get to all of them. Otherwise, I won't keep you, so we can all get on with our days and stuff. As you probably imagine, getting ready for a long trip overseas takes a lot of planning and getting ready. So I'm going to start doing that today, and that's one of my agenda items for the day. All right, put this over here. Excellent. All right, so I don't see any more questions or comments in the chat. This is kind of a weird time of year. It's kind of after school semesters, and a lot of people have already kind of got into holiday mode. So it's it's kind of a different time than it might be a month ago. So it's all good. All right. Well, everybody, I don't see any more comments or questions in the chat, so I don't want to keep everybody because you have things to do and I have things to do. But if you have any questions, any comments or whatever, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. That's probably the best place to reach me. You can email me through my website or whatever, what have you. But other than that, we're going to sign off on 2022. I want to wish you all this. I'm so grateful to have you all here, to have you all on the channel, and just to have a purpose, every day to create content for you all when I can and help you all learn. I'm just so grateful, so blessed for that. So thank you for a wonderful, 2022 and, on to 2023. And, and just looking forward to our relationship together in the next year. So as I get older, every year is more special, I think, because eventually we all run out of years. And as I get older, I'm just more deeply appreciative. So thank you all so much for a great 2022. And I'll probably see you in about 3-4 weeks into 2023 when we do our next live stream. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off for 2022. And I will maybe post a bit from Amsterdam in the next week or two. But otherwise, I will see you in 2023. So take care, guys, and bye-bye.